47, 46, 45, 44.
2,000 years later.
34, 33, 32, 31, 32.
Okay. So I want you to start at the letter F as in Frank. Don't sing it, just start at F and end at T as in Tom.
F, G, H, I. Hold on. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I know my alphabets.
Yes, sir.
What? I didn't refuse nothing.
For operating the
Hi y'all, how's it going? This is Eric Cardenas. I'm an attorney with Attorney Tom & Associates here in Houston, Texas. And this is another episode of Attorney Reacts. You can find me at social media at Eric Cardenas Law. And let's get right into it, shall we? Today, I will be reacting to a video titled Truck Driver DUI Arrest 6 Times the Legal Limit. And it's brought to you by Policescape. So let's get into it.
How you doing today, sir? What's your name?
Doing good.
What's your name? Johnny? All right, Johnny, I'm Officer Troncos. I'm with the New Mexico State Police, okay? So is there anything in the truck we need to know about? Have any alcohol, any drugs today?
No drugs.
Okay. Any alcohol today?
Yeah.
How much have you had?
Not today. Last night.
How much did you have last night?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit? Okay. Do you have any weapons or anything on you I need to know about?
No.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to make sure you're good to go, okay? So we're going to run through some standardized field sobriety tests. Go ahead and take your headset off.
Okay, so just to recap, but many of y'all watching this know, but who might be new to the channel, in order for a police officer to conduct a traffic stop, they must have a reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed, and that might be in public, swerving or speeding or something else. But here, obviously, you know, he is a truck driver who is going to the port of entry in New Mexico. So this must be I'm guessing, a mandatory type of checkpoint that all truck drivers must go through, or it was a random checkpoint, which I know are also a thing thanks to my girlfriend who works in the trucking industry. To continue, they must have reasonable suspicion. So here, as this officer was walking up, he said, "Oh, I smell something," and you know, maybe they smelled alcohol in the breath. That is enough for a reasonable suspicion to arise. And so then to that, they're going to start questioning, and they have the right question to determine whether or not a crime has been committed, and in this case, it's a DUI.
So what'd you drink last night?
Just a little bit.
How many?
Yeah.
One.
What kind?
Budweiser.
Budweiser? Where at?
In Los Angeles.
Los Angeles? And you drove from Los Angeles to here today?
Yeah, but I slept overnight over there.
Okay. So do you know where you're at?
Yeah.
Where?
New Mexico.
Okay, so you got from Los Angeles to New Mexico today,
Yeah.
correct? All right, we're gonna do some standardized field sobriety tests real quick, okay? Come right over here for me.
And so again, if the officer has reasonable suspicion, they are allowed to conduct a field sobriety test to determine whether or not the crime of drinking while under the influence is afoot here, whether it's happening.
All right, sir, for this first test, I want you to put your feet together and your arms down at your side, okay? Feet all the way together. Cool. Do you wear glasses typically, or contacts or anything? You do wear glasses? Okay, can you see my finger? Okay, all right. I just want you to follow my finger with your eyes only and don't move your head, okay?
Any field sobriety test experts in the comments, let us know how he's doing here. I am not familiar, but he definitely has been slurring, so not a good sign so far.
Okay. All right, you see this yellow line?
You gotta excuse me. You kind of making me nervous.
I don't mean to make you nervous. We're just doing the standardized field sobriety test. Make sure you're good to go, okay? So I want you to put your left foot on the line. Just your left foot.
Left foot?
Left foot. All right. Now I want you to put your right foot in front of your left foot. Heel to toe. Okay. Is there a reason why you can't do it?
Because I'm handicapped.
What are you handicapped from?
I broke my leg
You broke your leg? When'd you break your leg?
in 2010.
Okay. Do you operate with the handicap stick or anything like that?
Nah, because it's healed up.
Okay. So you can operate the CMV fine, right?
Yeah,
Okay. You passed your medical card and everything?
yeah.
Okay. So this shouldn't be an issue.
My leg messed up.
Your leg's messed up? Okay. But you're able to drive the semi fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Step over here just a little bit, okay? So I want you to put your feet together and arms down at your side, okay? When I tell you to begin, I want you to lift the foot of your choice up about 6 inches off the ground. Point your toe out towards me, and I want you to count, okay?
Hey, but listen, if I stand on this leg, it might not work.
Okay, well, if you want to stand on that leg, that's fine. And we'll do some alternative tests right after this, okay? We can skip to the alternative tests if you want to.
This leg right here, I broke it.
Okay, so we'll do some alternative tests, okay? Real simple.
Not looking good right now.
Did you graduate high school?
No,
What was the highest grade level you went to?
GED.
You got a GED? Okay, so I want you to count backwards from the number 47 to 32.
47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 33, 32, 31, 32.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
All right, you know your alphabet, okay?
33,
not gonna say it
32,
backwards,
31,
okay?
32.
So I want you to start at the letter F as in Frank. Don't sing it, just start at F and end at T as in Tom. Okay? F to T.
Forward or back?
Forward. F to T. Go.
F, G, H, I, hold on. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Oh, man.
I know my alphabets.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E,
Yeah, you
F,
may
G,
know it,
H,
but
I.
unfortunately you're impaired, sir.
And you said go to what?
T as in Tom.
You confused me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
my alphabets, man.
Okay. Step right
I
over
mean,
here.
maybe
Okay?
it's part nerves, but dang.
I want you to use the tip, just one hand. All right, so you can use the tip of your thumb, touch the tip of your finger, all the way down, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one too?
No, you're just supposed to do it on one hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So when was the last time you had a drink?
I said last night.
Last night? Okay.
What you call it? Mouthwash.
When's the last time you used mouthwash?
A few minutes ago.
Okay, so they just finished the field sobriety test, and at this point, either the test is going to reduce the suspicion of the officer or heighten it. In this case, it's clear the suspicion is heightened. And so we're going to the next step, which is the PBT, the preliminary breath test. And one thing to note about this for the preliminary breath test, it's not official and it cannot be used in court, but it can give the officer a good idea of whether or not they're over the legal limit. And just so everyone knows, as we all know, it's 0.08 in normal circumstances, but for a commercial truck driver in New Mexico, where this is taking place, it is 0.04, so half of the legal limit.
Favor, okay? Put your hands behind your back. And now you're being placed under the
What? I didn't refuse nothing.
for operating a motor vehicle under the influence.
Okay, so it looks like even without the preliminary breath test, they are arresting him, which means that probable cause has been found. It's more than just suspicion, and that's based on the responses to the questions, the field sobriety tests. Usually there'd probably be a breath test here too. So I'm curious what's going to happen now, because if you make the arrest, the officer does have to read the Miranda right to the gentleman here. So
You got anything on you that's gonna stick, poke me, stab me?
No.
No weapons on you? What do you have in your pocket here?
It might be a knife in there.
You got a knife in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your wallet at?
In the truck.
In the truck? Let's go right over here, okay?
Can I get my wallet?
We'll get your wallet for you.
You don't trust me?
Not right now, sir. You're under arrest.
So at this point, he should have been read his Miranda rights. And
Everyone
just
is
so
Miranda,
everyone
okay?
knows, usually if you're not read the Miranda rights,
Right here, sir.
it does give rise to a potential exemption of the evidence, meaning that the evidence that they're able to obtain after this may be thrown out, depending on a variety of factors. But yeah, one is if you were read your Miranda rights, you have the right to remain silent, and then you can voluntarily end that right to remain silent by then cooperating. But usually questioning is supposed to cease after Miranda rights, and if someone invokes their right to remain silent.
Well, sir, based on the standardized field sobriety tests, the odor of alcohol I'm getting from your breath, how bloodshot and watery your eyes are, I have reason to believe that you're operating the CMV under the influence.
My eyes are red because I've been driving for 2 weeks.
Okay. And the odor of alcohol?
I don't know what you smell, but I don't smell no alcohol.
So I need you to listen to me because I'm about to tell you something very important, okay? You are under the influence for operating a motor vehicle under the influence. Driving under the influence, okay? The New Mexico Implied Consent Act requires you to submit a breath test to determine the alcohol content of your blood. After you take our test, you have the right to choose an additional independent test. If you choose to take this additional independent test,
interesting.
you have the right to a reasonable opportunity to arrange for a physician, a licensed nurse, or laboratory technician or technologist who is employed by a hospital or physician of your own choice to perform an additional chemical test. The cost of this test will be paid for by the law enforcement agency. Do you agree to take our test?
Can I take a blood test instead?
Do you rather do a blood test?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll read you this, okay? I want you to listen to me. I'm about to tell you something very important. You are under arrest for driving under the influence. I am requesting that you consent to have your blood drawn and test and determine the alcohol and or drug content of your blood. You have the right to refuse to consent to my request. If you refuse to consent, you cannot face any criminal penalties for your refusal. Do you understand that right?
Okay, so one thing there with New Mexico's implied consent law, and I was able to look it up, it means that if you're driving in New Mexico, you implicitly agree, which it means implied, that you are agreeing to submit to specific tests to determine the presence of alcohol or drugs in your system when you're suspected of being someone who is driving under the influence. And so here, what I'm curious about, I've never encountered this type of test in person, but I know that if you refuse it, yes, you may not have any legal penalties, but your driver's license does get revoked for 1 year for first time refusal, and subsequent refusals are are subject to even longer period of where you have no license and your license gets revoked. So just interesting, just an observation here.
Do you agree to take our test?
Now read the blood.
Hold on, we're not done yet. This is for the breath. Do you agree to take our test?
Well, I gotta know what both of them say.
I'll read the blood after.
I can't deny it because if I deny it,
Okay, I want you to listen to me, okay? So, we're going to read the blood. Did you hear what I said about the additional chemical test?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start this one more time. I want you to listen to me, okay? I want you to listen to me. I'm about to say something very important. You are under
Okay, this
under
fourth
arrest for
time,
driving
this
under
little
the
counter there
influence.
by Police Geek,
The New
it's like,
Mexico Implied Consent Act requires you
it's partially the cop.
to submit a breath test to determine the alcohol content of your blood. After you take our test, you have the right to choose an additional independent test. The cost of this additional test will be paid for by the law enforcement agency. Do you agree to take our breath test?
I prefer to take the blood test.
Okay. I cannot force you to take our test, but if you refuse, you will lose your New Mexico driver's license or non-resident operating privilege for 1 year. If you are convicted in court of driving while under the influence, you may also receive a greater sentence because you refuse to be tested. Do you understand?
For the blood test?
This is for the breath test. So I'm asking you about the breath test. You haven't given me an answer on the breath test. So basically, you wouldn't be able to drive in New Mexico, okay?
But I don't have to
You don't have to what?
drive in New Mexico.
Okay. So do you agree to be tested using a breath test?
By blood.
Do you agree to be tested by a breath test? I need a yes or no answer.
But I can't tell you that because I don't know what the blood. I prefer to get the blood test.
Okay. But I'm asking you if you want to take a breath test.
The reason why I don't want to take the breath test is because I've been taking mouthwash, and the mouthwash got alcohol in it.
Okay.
So that's why I don't want to take that.
Okay. I'm going to ask you again. Do you agree to be tested?
Real quick, I just wanted to say that Attorney Tom / Attorney Reacts content is now on Spotify. We just launched a partnered show, link in the description. Go check it out. Now, back to the video.
Yeah, I agree to be tested, but by blood.
Okay. So here in New Mexico, I'm asking if you want to take a breath test. I'm not asking if you want to take a blood test.
The blood test would be more efficient.
But whose standard?
It's pretty much common sense. Because if I've been taking mouthwash and brushing my teeth with mouthwash and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm not smelling mouthwash on your breath. I know what mouthwash smells like, and I know what ethanol, ETOH, smells like on a person. So I'm asking you if you agree to be tested, yes or no?
I'm not going to disagree with it.
That's not a yes or no answer.
I'm not.
Do you agree to be tested or not? So I consider your actions to be a refusal to be tested.
It's not a refusal.
So I'm asking you straight up right now. Do you agree
It's
to be
stressful.
tested? Yes or no?
I'm trying to give you a test,
Okay.
but you don't want
I'm not asking about your blood test. I'm asking about the breath test.
But I've been doing a mouthwash, so I know with the alcohol being in the mouthwash, I'm gonna basically flunk the breath test. So you trying to make me flunk?
I'm not trying to make you flunk. This instrument right here, it detects the difference between mouthwash and alcohol.
Oh, man.
You don't want to take the breath test, correct?
I'm afraid.
You're afraid to take the breath test.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take your actions as a refusal, okay?
It's not a refusal. It's not a refusal.
Okay, sit tight for a minute. I want you to listen to me. I'm about to tell you something very important.
Ow.
You are under arrest for driving under the influence of intoxicating liquor and or drugs. Do you agree to take our test?
Yeah, but I want the, what you said.
Okay.
You said I get to choose my own physician.
Yeah.
I want that too.
Okay. So I'll get you the phone book and I'll get you a phone and we'll go from there.
But
Do you see this?
how do I know where to call? I'm not from here.
We got to give you the reasonable opportunity to arrange for a physician, a licensed nurse, or laboratory technician, or technologist. So back to my question. Do you agree to take our test?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think
But
we
I
all
want to take the
know
blood test too.
what's about to
I'm gonna
happen.
take both of them.
Put your
And
mouth
remember,
around the
it's
mouthpiece. Take a deep breath. You'll hear a tone.
0.04.
Keep going till the tone stops.
Why it says 0.25?
That's your breath alcohol content. You blew a 0.25.
Oh my gosh.
That's because of the mouthwash. I keep telling
That's not
you
because of the mouthwash. If it was mouthwash, did you drink? Or
Title
did I
makes
get a
sense. 6
question?
times over the limit for a commercial truck driver because remember, it's 0.04.
So the 0.25 was your result.
Oh man.
So that means I wasn't intoxicated.
No, that means you're like. So the legal limit for a passenger vehicle is 0.08, right?
No, that's for a car.
Yeah, that's for a car.
For 18 wheeler 0.04.
Exactly, 0.04, right?
Yeah.
You blew a 0.25. Legal is 0.04. 0.25 is, let's see, so you got to be a 0.04, right? So 0.04, 0.08, 0.12, 0.16,
see the
0.20. So you're about 6 times over the legal limit for a CMV driver, sir.
Oh man. Honestly, I'm impressed by just the fact that he's able to be speaking the way he is because
Alright.
this dude is
So let me get the paperwork
super
finished up.
intoxicated. I mean,
Like I said, a copy of this will be going with you as well.
and he was driving. Oh, if there's any DUI lawyers watching, would be curious y'all's thoughts on this.
I'll see about getting you your phone and stuff, okay? Is there anything else
What
that
you would
need?
have advised the client to do here. Again, I don't. Okay, y'all. So that was quite the video, obviously. A lot of it was us waiting just to see what the blood alcohol content was going to be from the breathalyzer, whether or not he was going to take the test or not. And yeah, I mean, it's just really unfortunate here, especially as a commercial truck driver. You know, I was able to look it up real quick, and the DUI penalties for commercial drivers are pretty bad. I mean, again, you have to be 0.04. The gentleman here was 6 times over the legal limit. He could have refused the test, but if he did refuse the test, he would have been placed out of service for 24 hours. And, you know, for your first offense of a DUI, you have a license suspension for a minimum of 1 year. If it involved the transportation of hazardous materials, it's at least 3 years. So not sure what he was transporting there, but hopefully there was no hazardous materials because, I mean, that would have just been very reckless, which is why there is that 3-year suspension mark. Obviously, there's potential jail time, fines, mandatory DUI programs. It's going to be some pretty serious consequences for the gentleman. That was 6 times over the legal limit. It's a lesson that everyone is taught and everyone knows of, that you just, you know, don't drink and drive. It's super dangerous, could endanger other people, unfortunately, more than yourself. And with the advent of Uber and Lyft and all sorts of technologies like that, there really is no reason to. So just be safe, y'all, and don't think about just yourself, but others who could be hurt by those types of actions. So again, thank y'all very much for watching and reacting to another video with us here at Attorney Reacts. Again, my name is Eric Cardenas. You can find me at Eric Cardenas Law on social media, and let us know what you think about this in the comments. Let us know what you would have done differently. Share the video if you think it's interesting, and we'll see you next time. Thank y'all.
Big verdict.